Good morning, this is Katie Breth with your Conservation Report for Saturday, June 15th. Yesterday, Friday, June 14th, Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District hosted a Community Leaders Conservation Tour in honor of our 70-year anniversary of the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District. We were very fortunate to have Representative Lisa Demuth and Representative Paul Anderson as well as Senator Jerry Ralph join our tour. County Commissioners Terrell Clark, Lee Lensmeyer, Joe Persky, and Steve Notch also took the time to spend the day with us, traveling around the county looking at a variety of best management practices. Other community leaders and partners boarded the bus for the entire day as we traveled around looking at the great conservation work our Stearns County citizens are implementing. The day started out at the Soil and Water Conservation District's office in Waite Park. District Administrator Dennis Fuchs gave introductory comments and explained the importance of the Soil and Water Conservation Districts as well as some of the challenges in which we face. One of those challenges is the increase in intensity of the rainfalls. After learning this information, we boarded the bus and made our way to the Stearns County, Mississippi River Park. Recently, the Stearns County, Mississippi River Park has had an eroded and degraded streambank restoration. The Stearns County Parks Department and Stearns County SWCD worked together to implement a project that restored the area near the river and riparian habitat. This involved the creation of a wood bench and associated components with native vegetation. The process involved integrating the placement of large cut trees with roots attached along with brush to fill in gaps. On top of the initial wood that was placed, soil lifts are incorporated that were wrapped with erosion control blanket. As the lifts were layered, live willow and dogwood cuttings were placed. On the final lift, native sod was installed along with seed, erosion control blanket, and native plantings of native grasses, wildlife trees, and shrubs. After we looked at the project and learned more about the project, we continued on our journey around the county to Galen Wilczek's property. Galen is a Stearns County farmer who raises chickens and many other animals on his site. We worked with Galen for many years, and he is a great steward of the land. Galen has incorporated many best management practices, some of which are animal manure storage. He has land in the CRP program, which is a Conservation Reserve Program. He has also done many erosion control practices on his property, some of which included grassed waterways, and as well as water and sediment control basins. After visiting with Galen, we continued on and actually stopped for lunch at Fisher's Supper Club, where we had great opportunity to sit and network with each other. I do want to say thank you to Fisher's Supper Club for hosting us and making our accommodations. The sunfish fry was a great success. After our tummies were full, we boarded the bus and headed towards the city of Albany. Recently, the city of Albany has implemented a biofiltration basin with native plantings. These are 2 infiltration basins that were built to treat approximately 37 acres of agricultural drainage. There is an inlet in the bottom of the ditch along the State Highway 23 that routes stormwater into the first filtration basin. The water then enters the basin and then it's filtered through the engineered soil media and native plant roots. The sediment and the excess nutrients are then filtered out. A drain tile under the soil media brings the water to the second basin, and the water gets filtered a second time before it is released back into the ditch. A second project the City of Albany has also implemented is a wet sedimentation basin with an iron-enhanced sand filter. This wet sedimentation basin is built with an iron-enhanced sand filter bench and treats approximately 30 acres of agricultural drainage. The basin intercepts the agricultural drainage and allows the suspended sediment to settle out. The iron fillings mixed into the sand remove the dissolved phosphorus within the water before it gets released downstream and into North Lake. After we learned more about the City of Albany project, we headed towards the St. Martin area and visited with Florian Eitnauer and his family, his wife Joanne, and his son Zach. Florian has recently installed a waste management system. This project consists of an earthen basin lined with a HDPE liner and a concrete stacking slab. The runoff from the feedlot flows into a waterway that emptied into a tributary to the Sauk River. Now, the earthen basin collects the feedlot runoff so those nutrients do not enter the waters of the state. That water is then applied through the irrigation system. The concrete stacking slab stores the solid manure so that the Eitnauers can apply that to the land as needed. After we visited with Florian, Joanne, and Zach, we boarded the bus again and headed to one more additional stop. But before getting to our last stop, we took a gorgeous route tour along the Sauk River watershed, right along the Sauk River. And we had conversation about a new program that the Stearns County SWCD is partnering with many great partners, including the Sauk River Watershed District, Minnesota Land Trust, the Nature Conservancy, Minnesota DNR, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and Pheasants Forever. This project is called the Sauk River Watershed Habitat Protection and Restoration Program. Now, due to increasing development pressure and expansion westward of the St. Cloud metro area, the main stem of the Sauk River and its tributaries are under threat of development, which could result in degraded water quality and severe habitat destruction. The main goal of the Sauk River Watershed Habitat Protection and Restoration program is to protect remaining natural areas within the Sauk River watershed under a perpetual easement that restricts development rights. By protecting these sensitive areas, Stearns County will be able to maintain good water quality, adequate areas of wildlife management, and high quality of life we have coming to known in our rural communities. So after we had those good conversations, we headed to now Adam Bregelman's property, previously owned by Wayne and Bonnie Copeland. Here we talked about a very diverse erosion control setup. Copelands have installed 4 different basins. In addition to the 4 different farmable basins, they also have many different pockets of CRP. We had the opportunity to talk about more reserve programs and how this land transition to Adam is taking place and Adam's future plans for the property. As we headed back to the office, we had the opportunity to drive by Cliff Johnson's property, who currently has land enrolled in the Conservation Reserve Enhancement Program and also is looking into participating in the Sauk River Watershed Habitat Protection and Restoration Program. Cliff really feels as though he would like to leave his property as a legacy. He wants it protected, and he has worked hand in hand with our office to make sure his legacy comes true. Our last items that we spoke about is about the City of Cold Spring Wellhead Protection Plan. The City of Cold Spring has had many difficulties managing managing nitrate amounts. They have worked very hard to control the increase of nitrates and have had a lot of community support in doing so. I want to take the opportunity to thank those that were able to participate in the Community Leaders Conservation Tour, and for all of those that have partnered with the Stearns County SWCD. 70 years of conservation has had a great impact on our county, and we are excited for another 70 years to come. This has been Katie Breth with your Conservation Report for Saturday, June 15th. Thank you for listening and have a great day.